age. Do you like sports? I'm going to make a select one. So here is the list from which I want you to pick a choice. Yes, underscore, no. And this list is actually described in the choices worksheet, which is also in my Excel spreadsheet. You see here the list with the two choices that will be presented to the user and the values that we will persist in the database. Back in here, I'm going to use a select multiple because people may like more than one sport, and I'm going to reference a list called sports. Since this list doesn't exist, I created it. So in sports, of course, we're going to add soccer, hockey for Jeff, cricket for Safia. What do you play in Australia, Elvin? Football, Australian. What else can we add here? Say chess. Rugby, of course, rugby. There are so many others, right? So just for all of you that want others, I will say or other. Is that fair? Okay. I'm relatively happy with this. This is going to be a GeoPoint question, so I'm going to save it, and Connect is going to actually render my survey. Now, if I make any mistake, it will actually tell me. So let's see what's going on. Oh, there you go. I did not specify the values that I want to persist in the database. This could be 0, 1, 2, or whatever. Or I could also pick these strings and finalize my list. So as you can see, Connect is going to help you with the syntax to get all of these forms built very quickly. So let's see what we get. Ha! No problem. There you go. That's actually quite handy when you are building very big forms. You can see here this pre-rendered, and it's obvious that you don't want to ask this question if people say that they don't like sports. And that's where Survey123 can be doing things you have not seen before in ArcGIS. What makes this question relevant? Well, this question is only relevant when the answer to likes the sports is equal to yes. So you save, we render, and then we only ask the questions that actually make sense depending on your responses. You can do so many other things, including constraints, for example. So for age, I want people to have, to be interviewed only if they are older than 18. For the name, I want to make sure that every time that someone submits the data, the name is actually collected. And by the way, I don't like this vertical position for the choices. I actually want a horizontal position. And by the way, I want that when people choose, this question is activated right away. So I save. And now I have an asterisk indicating that this is a required question. This will not accept values under 18. This is arranged horizontally, and I have other, so people can specify their own spots. Now that I'm happy with all of this, I'm going to actually sign in into ArcGIS Online or Portal for ArcGIS, so I can publish my work as a survey. And that is done by pushing a button. This is basically parsing your Excel file, the logic, the validation rules, and creating the necessary geodatabase schema in ArcGIS. Once this is done, I can go back to the website, refresh, and see in the gallery a new survey row ahead. Before I can enable people in the field to collect data, I need to share the survey with them, and I do so by clicking this button. These are the different groups in my ArcGIS organization. And now I'm basically ready to switch into my device. Survey123 at the moment is available in Google Play as well as the Apple Store. So if you have a phone, you can actually download the application and start using it today. This is number 2. You have it? You have Survey123? Let me go with this. So I'm going to take that. Let's switch to 5. Switch to 5. So here is Survey123. So now I'm going to go and say I want to sign in with my own credentials, download surveys. Now we should find road ahead, which is being downloaded. Why am I downloading this? Because I want to collect the data even while offline. So road ahead, I click here, start collecting data. Again, this works online and offline, doesn't really matter. So what's your name? I'm going to say Craig. What's your age, Craig? 23? There you go. You like the sports, right? You like chess, I'm sure. And then,
I'm the intellectual.
And then are you in the Marriott? Am I married? In the Marriott. Oh, in the Marriott.
Yes, I'm in the Marriott.
Okay, so I'll put it there, and then I click there, and I send. Let's keep collecting data here. Now, I'm going to switch to airplane mode, and I'll keep collecting data. Jeff, what's your name? Jeff. Really? What's your age? 12. 12? Ouch. What's your age? Say 19. 19. 19 is good. Do you like sports? You like hockey, huh? Okay. So, for the map, whatever, say, the Hyatt, that's okay. Oh, survey completed, but it's offline, so we cannot send the data. Sorry, we need to be connected for that. Which is no problem. Let's switch to the outbox here, and I'm going to connect. This will take a second. It's now checking, am I connected, and eventually we'll see send surveys, and the surveys are sent. So now if we switch to number 4, we have the survey, and I click on view results. And here we can see the results of the data that we collected with the answers at the bottom. Because this is just a feature service, you can pretty much open this in any application. So if you have Collector, you can edit the data with Collector. If you have Explorer, you can render the information. You can do smart mapping and storytelling and all of these beautiful things that we have been talking throughout the week. Is that making sense? Yes? So that's how easy we would like things to be with apps in ArcGIS. So what's the trick? First, create a nice website where you can actually understand what the product does for you, 1. Second, we want you to be able to sign in and get straight into actually configuring what you need to get your application going. And second, we want to make sure that when we release the apps, they are available in the most common platforms from day 1. With that, I think we covered Survey123, which we are going to talk about Studio 2.